Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Principles of Success one more time. Today we go for the part 5 of the series, and today the topic is titled Change as Catalyst for Success. Using change as a catalyst for success. Last week we emphasized the importance of having personal philosophy as a guide in life. We saw that your mindset creates your destiny. For as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So your mindset is your self-fulfilling prophecy. How you see things in your mind already created your future. It determines how you will react, what you will do, what you will become. So if you want to change your destiny, it has to start with changing your mindset, your personal philosophy. We spent good time on that topic last week. So get the last episode if you want to learn more. Now, today, we want to start looking at different accessories of success. I mean, there are certain uncertainties that just crop up and disturb regular flow in life. How do you handle such unexpected circumstances and situations? That will make big difference between survival and disruption, between success and failure. I mean, what happens when you lose your business, your income, your home, your relationship, a great team, a visionary leader? What happens? What happens? And guess what? Some of the changes in life can be bad and unexpected. Yet, with good preparation, it could be the best opportunity for great results. Great opportunity for great success. An African proverb says that a king's palace that gets burnt will only end up looking more beautiful. Yes, if fire touches a king's palace, it ends up making that palace look more beautiful because of every repair that will be done. So what will happen to you when your home palace burns down suddenly? Change, even bad and unexpected change, needs not have a final say on your life or on your business. In fact, many great people become so great by overcoming bad experiences in their life. One of my favorite stories that I want us to start with today is from Thomas Edison. How he reacted to his factory burning down. That we are going to do. But before then, I want you to settle down, take a cup of water or coffee, and return. We are good to go. Welcome back to your favorite program, Principles of Success. Principles of Success. So, yes, change is permanent. And unfortunately, some of the time, it comes very bad and quite unexpected. But even then, it could be the best catalyst for success. Now, I have a favorite story from Thomas Edison's life in his reaction to his factory burning down. At around 5:30, I read in the story in the evening of December 10th, 1914, a massive explosion erupted in West Orange, New Jersey. 10 buildings in the legendary Inventors compound got burnt down. The fire brigade came, but they couldn't save the building. Guess how Thomas Edison reacted? He told his son, in a childlike voice, go get your mother and all her friends. They will never see a fire like this again. And when Charles objected, Edison, the father, told the son, it is all right. We've just gotten rid of a lot of rubbish. Later, at the scene of the blaze, Edison was quoted in the New York Times as saying, although I am over 67 years old, I will start all over again tomorrow. He told the reporter that he was exhausted from remaining at the scene until the chaos was under control, but he stuck to his word and immediately began rebuilding the next morning without firing any of his employees. Look at that change. And you know how the story ended. Today, Thomas Edison is reputed to be one of the greatest inventors that ever rose out of United States of America. And under his name, he has over 1,000 inventions, apart from the light bulb that is well known all over the world for. In essence, what I'm saying is sometimes change, even a bad one, can be a good foundation for a great change, development, and great success in your life. Look at what the book of wisdom says. In Proverbs chapter 4, verse 18, it says, the path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining ever brighter, the full light of the day, till the full light of the day. The path of the righteous is always shining more and more. So you are unusually created with great potential by your maker. So regardless of any circumstances of life, and change is permanent, my friend, regardless of any circumstances you meet yourself, there's always a room for greatness. The path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining even brighter until the full light of the day. There's always a better and a higher level available for you in life. There's always something greater that could come out of the present change. No matter how you see yourself, you have not seen anything yet about God's perfect purpose for your life. The best is yet to come. So make use of the present change. The only thing stable in life is change, and when you finish changing, you are finished. So never stop changing. Never stop changing. There's a lot of points on change in my book, Fulfilling Your Purpose. And once you get your hand on it, I hope it becomes a blessing for you. Now, from my personal experience, I remember at the early stage of ministry, when God just called me into ministry, I stored most of the things I ever learned in the past in my USB storage box. And quite shocking, once I lost everything. My laptop broke down and from a virus that affected my storage, and I lost everything in my storage. And it was painful. I was thinking, how do I come over this? But I did anyway. And glory be to the Lord. Because I now find out, because I lost all the old memories, everything that I've been compiling over the years, I was able to start fresh and clean, just like Thomas Edison. And I got the very best of revelation going with me, just from the scratch. So sometimes when change comes, in any form it comes, it has not come to destroy you, my friend. Take courage, smile, relax, and start making the very best of your life. Start making the very best of your life. So let me make some points here today. before I give you some nice points on how to manage change for the better. Number one, change is an inevitable part of life. No matter what you do, there will be change. So learning to handle it makes difference between enjoying success or failure. Learning to handle the inevitable change will determine the type of future you are creating for yourself. And number two, every growth that you will witness in life is a product of change. It's a product of change. So it doesn't matter either you are doing business, it's all about change. Either you are a politician, there will be change in your life. Every growth is a product of change. So get ready to that. And also, finally, only those who can actively embrace change will thrive. Only those who can handle change will remain successful in life. So, having said that, let's go straight to our topic now by looking at how to manage social change. How can I manage social change? For that, also, I would like to give a little role play or a case study to help us drive through the topic today. My emphasis here is successful people are change agents. World changers are used to using change as a catalyst for progress. They are able to see differently from other people when change comes their way. Some people cry, some get emotional, some lose their mind and focus when any change comes their way. But successful people always drive change as a catalyst for success. It is popular case study in the Stanford class on entrepreneurship. There's a professor who breaks his class into different teams and give each team $5 to fund a project for 2 hours. The goal is for them to make as much money as possible in that 2 hours and to give a 3-minute presentation to the class about what they achieved. If you are a student in the class, what will you do with your $5? I read this case again recently from a friend who sent it to me on WhatsApp, and it's a blessing. Guess what the typical answers are from some of the students with $5? They start thinking of buying a startup materials for a makeshift car wash or lemonade stand. They buy lottery ticket, they buy things and share in the public. Just within 2 hours, they run around to make money. But guess what? Most of the time, such people thinking naturally like that comes last at the competition. The teams that make the most money do not use the $5 at all. They realize that the $5 is a distraction. It's a worthless resources, and they know if they are not careful, they will only be talking and discussing about the $5. So they ignore it. Instead, they think, what can we do in 2 hours to make big money? One particularly successful team maximized the 2 hours window, making reservation at a popular restaurant. And when customers who needed to eat come, they just exchanged their reservations for money. They made over $100 doing that. Guess that. They didn't touch their own $5, but they made hundreds of dollars by going out, starting from nothing and using their brain to create opportunity. The third group that made the most money, approach the problem even more differently. They realized that both the $5 funding and the 2-hour period were not the most valuable assets. They thought that their most valuable asset would be the 3 minutes presentation time that they have been given to present their case to the class. So guess what they do? They invited an organization who likes to recruit students from Stanford class, and they sold the 3 minutes slot to the company to talk to the students. They earned $650 from that company. They earned $650 from that company just by selling their 3 minutes slot for presentation. Now, what am I talking about here? There's a lot of possibilities in life. But if you don't change your mindset and how you see things in life, you might not make anything out of it. Out of every challenging situation, there's a great possibility to make great advancement, great result. In fact, when you look at any company, either it's a political organization or a business organization or an educational institution, progress is made through change. Now we are living in a information technology age, and digital transformation is disrupting the entire world. Think about it. Those who are making the best business everywhere are those who have disrupted the system. They are maximizing the digital transformation of the whole business organization all over the world. When you look at Airbnb, you look at WhatsApp applications, you look at Facebook, all these new applications, they make big money. Why? Because they are maximizing this season of change. Change does not need to be bad after all. Change can be a catalyst that can push you into your greatest success ever recorded. Always try to see every possibility of change as a possibility to improve yourself, to improve your situation by looking broadly ahead of you. Be visionary about change. Be visionary about change. So imagine if you are only thinking of your usual practice, you will not be able to stop the status quo. Let's buy things for $5 and resell. It profited not much. But the other group thought out of the box. They thought out of the box, and they make hundreds of dollars by beginning from nothing, not limited by everyday tactical decisions they make. But even the third group that blew my mind, they exchanged their 3 minutes for somebody who values that 3 minutes more than any other person, and earn $650 just in 3 minutes. Now, let's apply this to everyday life. Change will come, and how you drive that change will determine if you will be successful or not in life. So let me walk you through some steps that could help you maximize change for greatness. The first step to change is in changing your principles, your personal philosophy. Until you change, nothing changes. You can leave one organization for another. If you are a selfish, self-centered person, it follows you. You might be able to fool some people for 30 years. But if you are a trickster, people will always find you out one day. And you will always end up earning what you sow. So the only way to change what comes your way or your future is to change the person you are. Is to change the person you are. You need to change your personal philosophy. You need to change how you see life, for it will affect how you treat people and opportunities that come your way. But we spent big time on that last week. Now I just want to emphasize on that point again. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That is insanity of great order. If you are going to have a change situation in your life, you need to change, and everything around you will change. To change your situation, like we emphasized last week, you have to change who you are. You need to change who you are becoming. To earn more, you need to become more. You need to acquire new skills, own your old skills. You need good motivation to go through the path of change always. And it begins with a change mindset. That is the first step. The second step is for you to get good leadership. Now I'm talking of social organization now. The same principle applies to you. You need to be a good leader of yourself if you want to achieve a great change. But then, going beyond yourself, talking of bringing a change in an organization to a place where it blesses that organization needs good leadership. A good leadership is the one that can lead the way, that can be a good example. A good leader is somebody who says, do what I do, not do what I say. You need to be the example that people can see and follow. You need such a leader in your organization. When you have a person who does something different from what he says, that is a mental case. That is a case of disorder. And that is very dangerous for the organization and for the people there. So, you need to find good leadership to lead any change in your organization. You attract what you have by the person you have become. So always check out the type of people you put ahead to lead a change in your place. Personally, when people consult me in handling changes in their organization, I advise them to engage influential people, exemplary people, people with exemplary conduct, people with good manners, people with integrity, to be recruited to lead such organization. People who believe that good name is better than every other thing in this life. Not people who does not care about how you see them, about how they lead, about what they say or what they do. No, you need a good leader to be a face of change. If that change will be a good catalyst for a better future, you need a good leader. You need a good leader. That's the number 2 point. You need a good leader. Number 3 points here we have today is you need, in addition to having a good leader, a committed change agent and catalyst. You need a committed change agent and catalyst. In Christian community, we call such people Christ ambassadors. They are selfless people who are ready to make every necessary sacrifice for the church to reach its end. You need people that are committed, people that are ready to go all the way, all the road to achieve the goal of the organization. Those are the catalysts. They are the people that everywhere they go, they are naturally accepted because everyone knows they are committed to the goal of the organization. Such catalysts are friends to the leaders and they are friends to the clients. Everywhere they go, they belong. They know the ideology, the principle, the concepts of the organization. They know the reason behind the change. And they are committed to drive the change from the beginning to the end. They are excited. They are passionate. They are happy. They are the change catalyst and agent that you need to drive your organization's search for change. Someone who will passionately drive and guide the organization to the ultimate delivery of the outcome result. You need such people. And if you can get motivated catalysts like that, the next stage is to spread the whole motivation across the whole organization. If you are going to drive change as a catalyst to progress in your organization, you need to boost the motivation in your environment. You need to find emotional triggers that will commit people to go through the change they are going. You know, human beings, we are so much used to the status quo. We are so much used to our environment. We don't want change. That is a new boss. I don't think I would like him. Why? Because I'm attached to the last boss. That is human natural reaction to things. We are so much connected to doing things the same way over and over again. So if you want people to catch up with the new change going on in your organization, you need to give them right motivation. You need to give them change incentives, especially the early changers, so that they can embrace the change and the new system and the new process you are introducing. Motivation is very necessary. Many companies now are getting used to working from home. Some are getting used to making the best of the virtual networks now to work. It was not like this some months ago, but with the new COVID situation, things are changing. Business organizations are not run like they used to be run. And the simple implication there is you need to boost the motivation of your people to go these new trends of working together. So ask yourself, how can my workforce be motivated? How can they be motivated to embrace this new way of doing business? Remember, and can I emphasize this here? Every change has to do with humans. Think about that. Every change, we are talking of change has to do with people. So, and this is what human resources management knows very well, that if you are going to achieve your goal in your organization, your people must be motivated. It doesn't matter the billions of dollars you invest in new processes, in new changes. If the people are not motivated or committed, it will fail. It will fail. Every change has to do with people. That is why you need good motivation for your people. They must feel motivated to be able to carry on with the change, or the whole system will fail. Get your people motivated. Get your people motivated. Motivation is important. And the fifth point, I think we spent some good time here today, so let's be faster. You need to offer a clear process to combat ambiguity that can lead even caring people to disappear. You know, like I said, people are used to habits. They are used to their everyday routine. So if you are going to drive change to progress, not only must people be motivated, they must understand the entire process of that change. In fact, nothing gets people dismotivated than not getting clarity about what the change is all about. Many people, out of ignorance, will fall out. Many out of fear. Many people will just decide to go because they don't know what is going on. So if you want to drive the present change into a good development in your organization, you need to ensure there's a mechanism for clarity. Information must be clear. People must know exactly their part and their role to play. They must know where to go if they have problems. If there's a crisis going on, there must be a group set up that can resolve it. You need to ensure all these mechanisms are put in a place where recognized by everyone so that all issues can be discussed clearly and settled amicably. amicably. Change easily fails when the leadership fails to be clear about what they are trying to achieve. Once the leaders are not clear about what is going on, change can easily fail. So it's not just enough to put a system or a process or a people there. That is the beginning point. Make the whole process transparent and clear. I have found that in my many years in human resources management, that one of the ways organization can easily be destroyed is by not making things clear to people there. I used to just delegate responsibility to some leaders without directly informing people under them. And I've come to see it doesn't work. All you need to have is a bad leader, a Judas, and it will corrupt the whole system. Because people don't know what is going on up there, one person can stand in between and destroy the whole system under. With two faces, it's a face different to you, it's a face different to the people that are under him. So you need to make sure that a process you put in place is very clear, that everyone knows what is going on at all times. That is the way you make sure there's no room for for disruption or for pushing wrong concept to your people. Make the process very clear. I mean, we are learning every day. I'm still learning too. I have an experience recently that shows me you should always be where you invest your life. Don't delegate your core program into the hand of people who do not know your sweat or your pain and who might not be committed to it, or who at worst might convert that thing to serve their own service goal. Set up a good process, a transparent process that you can monitor and see that it delivers the main purpose it is created. This way, it will not be disrupted or manipulated contrary to the basic goal that it is created. Watch out, it happens every time. Keep a transparent process. Number 6, my dear people, for today, balance well your strategy and your tactics. Balance well your strategy and tactics. Of course, this is well known in every management. You cannot drive any goal successfully until you map out the strategy and the tactics to pursue it. They are both important, but you need to balance both. Strategy is looking broadly ahead at the big picture of what you are about to do. Why tactics has to do with everyday step you take to implement your strategy. And you must know when to be tactical and you must know when to be strategic. Now, that is the challenge we have with the case study we started today's teaching with. That was what happened in that case study of the Stanford class on entrepreneurship. You know, the tactic class, the group, they received $5. They received $5 in the $5 challenge. And they went on to think how do we invest this $5? Those are tactical people. They are not like the strategist one who says, let's forget about this every day. How do we multiply $5? And think out of the box. What can we do to earn big money within the next 2 hours? A strategy is a plan for achieving an objective. Tactics, in contrast, are the actions you undertake to implement the strategy. So that is the two. That's the difference between the two. So those people who use the $5 just to buy things to sell, they are fixated on tactics. They just think of, how do I use this $5? And they lost the sight of strategy. Now, if we focus too closely on the tactics, we become dependent on it. Just because a $5 bill is sitting in front of you does not mean it is the right tool for your job. It doesn't mean it's the right tool. You need to map out good strategy. And good strategy will always give you good view of what is going on. Good view of what is going on. You have a broader view. You have a big possibilities with strategy. And this is what I want to advise you if you are driving change in your organization. Be strategic about it. What are our possibilities? How can we improve our situations with this change? Every change is an opportunity to get things done better ways, to get better people on board, to reach greater dreams, to dump all the limitations of the past, to dump all the evil practice of the past and engage in a new, better one. That is the power behind every change. And if you are only thinking of how we used to do it alone, you might limit the profit that could have come from that change. You can limit the profit. Until you change, nothing changes. Thank you, Lady Husula. Until you change, nothing changes. So change yourself and maximize the change for the progress of your organization. And finally, the seventh point that will always be necessary if you want to drive the change going on around the organization, around your family, around your business, if you are going to drive that change to progress, you must maintain discipline. You must be consistent. You shouldn't jump out of the change bus. You start it, complete it. Don't give up. Never give up. And guess what? God is in your life. He has not given up on you. So you shouldn't give up on any situation you find yourself. All things can be used to work together for good. Only make up your mind that you are not going to give up. Personally, I'm excited when I face trials and tribulations. It's like, put it on. I know greater is the one that is in me than he that is in the world. You see, you carry great potentials in you. And sometimes trials and tribulations are the change catalyst that will bring the very best out of you. Don't stop. Don't give up. Once you start and you know it's good, keep driving forward. You will meet many oppositions. Oppositions will come to challenge your ability, your decision to drive the change to progress to the very end. Everything will come. Things will challenge you, but don't stop. You just keep going and maximize every opportunity to get the very best of the situation. Enemy can throw stones at you, but don't give up. Convert those stones to your building. Maximize that additional stone and use it to build a better, stronger, taller house that will stand the test of time. But that journey will only prove successful if you are disciplined. If you are discipline. Maintain discipline all the way. Endure to the very end. I always say endurance is the key that takes you to the end, where your success is waiting for you. And what brings endurance more than discipline? More than discipline. I mean, as you are driving the catalyst and the change coming your way, as you are driving that change as a catalyst, don't lose motivation on the way. Don't lose motivation. The success of a man is not in never failing, but it is in ability to rise up each time he fails. Things might change around you. Keep moving forward. Keep going through the change. And at the end, with endurance, you will attain your goal. And that is what we call success. This is how you drive changes in life to the successful end till you reach your goal. Personally, I'm wishing you a great time of success. And I like us, as usual, to take another minutes of break. And when we come back, we will be looking at your questions, your answers, and your inputs. Meanwhile, I want to challenge you to take a look at some of the books we have here. Nothing makes you well prepared like reading. And I have some books by the grace of God that I've put together over the years. Take a check and see you when we are back. So we are back now. And yes, I'm looking to see if we have some questions here today. We have some contributions for sure. Changes is an opportunity to do it in a better way. That's true. Every change is profitable in that sense. I mean, think about it. If your house burns down, what? It's an opportunity for you to rebuild. And to rebuild it in a modern way with all the best things you mix in the old one. Yes, every time there's a change is an opportunity to do it better, to impart the system even in a stronger, greater way, and to even make more progress. I mean, sometimes you look back and you say, oh, how can we achieve so little thing in such long years? And when God gives you opportunity to start again, wow, then you can effect every additional wisdom God has given you to get a better result. Thank you. That is a good input. And the other one is challenges of life will come, but they will not remain a stumbling block forever. Yes, like change, challenges is also coming, it's regular, but the effect needs not be permanent. The effect of negative challenges in life needs not be permanent. Take it. I mean, I always like and I enjoy that story from Thomas Edison. His whole company just burnt down. Half of his whole area, acres of land, just burnt down. But the old man of 67 years old was just smiling. I mean, that is the wisdom of the issue. I mean, if you can't change it, why die over it? There are some circumstances in life you cannot change. Even if you cry, even if you break your head, what has been done has been done. So the only thing you can do right now is to make the best out of the situation. Is to make the best out of the situation. And by that I mean, take it easy, take a breath, take a smile, and make the best of the situation. Thank you for that contribution, my darling sister. Yes, be visionary about change. Thank you, Pastor Shola. Be visionary about change. Yes, that is how to maximize change. You need to be visionary about it. If you are just tactical and you limit yourself to the immediate situation, you will bury your head like ostrich inside the sand in emotion. But if you can look further, far ahead, you will see greater prospect. You will see greater prospect. Every time you have such challenges and you could look far, you see better things happening ahead of you. Now, let me go and tie down what we've done today by once again just touching on tactics and strategy. Because most of the time in every organization, these are the bogeymen that could easily destroy a good plan, well thought of, but not well implemented. Always make a difference between everyday tactics and the long-term strategy you are using to drive your change. If you are going to enjoy change as a catalyst for progress and for success, you need to make the difference. You need a broad strategy that seeks your hand and that plots reaching there. Ability to focus on strategy helps to break limitations of habits. Great company, you will notice, always spend time brainstorming. Once you move from what to why are we doing this, once you frame the problem broadly in terms of what you are trying to do instead of your favored solution, you will discover other great possibilities just waiting for you to use. You will see great minded people just waiting for you to be discovered. You will see the whole world opening up to you a bigger possibilities, better possibilities, not limited by past mistakes or practice. Now, if you are just somebody who lives with tactics, just like habits, it's just what you do regularly. The trouble with habit is it will limit you. Habit preserve the status quo. It makes progress so difficult. And see what we said earlier. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Of course, I know human beings, we are victims of routines. We love routines. Even the most spontaneous among us still stick to a lot of routines and habits in life. But there's no doubt about it. Change and routines are two different things. Change and living a life of routines, they are two different things. If you are going to maximize change, you must be ready to break out of routines. You must be able to break out of tactics. You must be more strategic. You must be willing to learn from the mistakes of the past so that you can drive successfully to your map out goal in the future. In the future. So, let me take the last input from Pastor Shola as we are closing and rounding up. He said, and I like it, change is the most permanent thing there is. We should embrace and make it better when it happens. When life throws you lemon, turn it into lemonade. That's a great point. And that is how we close it today. That is how we end it today. Please, I would like to have your feedbacks. And I want you to know that once again, you are specially and gracefully created by God. You carry great potentials in you. You are an uncommon product of God. Out of almost 7.7 billion people alive today, there is no one like you. You are unique. You are the original copy of yourself. Nobody can be you. Nobody can beat you in being you. And success is about you being you. Do not allow any circumstances of life to bog you down. Move forward boldly. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your life. This is wishing you great success ahead. I love you. Stay blessed and keep winning. And I look forward to meeting you again next week when we'll be looking at another episode on how to enjoy a life of success. God bless you. Bye.